Hello friends, welcome back to my gaming channel New Orpo. So let's continue on our gameplay walkthrough of Sherlock Holmes Chapter One. So in this last video we were trying to find out this girl. So for that I guess we'll have to dress up as a worker and ask women who look kind of similar to that. I don't think she looks.
May I ask for your assistance?
I don't know about that, but people here should know more.
She.
Excuse me, just one question.
I am sorry to disappoint you, but I don't know about that.
You obviously haven't thought this all through. Or are you just annoying
No.
these people on purpose?
Not her even.
Oriental rugs at a good price.
I don't think she knows anything.
Can I ask you a question?
Ask someone else. I have no information.
May I ask for your assistance?
I don't know about that, but people here should know more.
Let's keep looking. Need to look for women who kind of look tribal.
Do you know anything about this?
I would help if I knew more, but perhaps others will be more helpful.
Not bad.
Finding the correct person is a bit difficult, but let's keep looking.
Nasılsın?
Nope.
Selam.
What are you looking
Tell me,
asking?
please. Sounds familiar, but no. Ask someone else.
I maybe thought he was a newspaper guy, that's why I asked him.
Merhaba. Merhaba.
Okay, I'm not finding anyone like that. But I guess I need to keep looking.
Naber?
Help me, please.
I don't know about that, but people here should know more.
I'm not finding anyone like any woman like that.
Can you satisfy my curiosity?
Oh, I've heard talk.
Yep. The scars on the girl's face seems to be from Jewish ethnic group tribe. The only place where you can find Jewish people in Cordona is a refugee camp located under Victoria Bridge between Scadalio and Silverton. I guessed by that thing on her head kind of looked like her. The turban. So now it says the only place where you can find US people in Cordona is a refugee camp located under Victoria Bridge between Scadalio and Silverton. Victoria Bridge between Scadalio and Silverton. Scaladio, Silverton. This is not. Which is Victoria Bridge? Victoria Bridge, yeah. So I need to get there. Let's fast travel over here. Cordona City Hall.
Treasure maps from the governor. Find 8 and come back for more.
Let's get back to our own clothes. Drinking Dutchman. This is the bridge. It said below the bridge, right?
Beasts!
Can I ask you a question?
Oh, sir, I'm afraid I don't know about that.
What is happening here?
Murderers!
They're completely livid.
First they come to our land, then they murder our people.
Drop them all into the sea!
Is this familiar to you?
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
He looked like a police officer.
Sir, this place is off limits to the public. Please state your business or leave, or I shall request that the police escort you out.
I am from City Hall. I am a private
My
investigator.
name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm a private investigator. I'm looking for a witness for a case.
A private investigator? Really? Even so, you're not authorised. I can't let you in.
And you are?
I'm Ronald Harlow, here to handle the refugee situation on behalf of City Hall. I'm the acting supervisor here, so I have full authority here to ask you to leave, or I shall order the police to detain you for trying to pass the blockade. Please, step back.
Observe. Slight mustache, tries to appear older. Pale bags under eyes, walks indoor, poor lighting. Overdressed, wants to look authoritative. Damn palms, sweating, stressed. Clean shoes, sedentary. Ronald Harrow is a depressed young clerk exhausted by his day-to-day job. City Hall has assigned him. One second. Okay. City Hall has assigned him to oversee the refugee camp, but he is too tired and indifferent to solve any problems that arise. He has a scant mustache, which he thinks makes him look older. Pale skin and bags under his eyes suggest he is tired of dark, cramped office, which he rarely leaves, yet judging by his clean and barely worn shoes, he does not favor the outdoor in any case. Sweaty palms suggest that Ronald is stressed. He might have worn fewer clothes considering today's weather, and dazzled formal. Ronald Harrow is a pale young clerk who tries his best to oversee the refugee camp assigned to him by City Hall. He is not very happy with such a responsibility, but he always does think by the book and execute all the tasks that he is given. However, he lacks the experience to deal with problems outside his writing desk. Okay, he is attempting to look older than his years by growing a scant mustache. Pale skin and bags under his eyes suggest that he works at a poorly lit office which he rarely leaves, judging by his clean and barely worn shoes. He craves to look authoritative by wearing smart clothes, but his looks is out of the way considering Cordona weather. Sweaty palms suggest that Ronald is extremely stressed out by being outside his comfort zone. Okay, so which one is he? Tried pen pusher. I mustn't say he's a tried pen pusher. I'd say he's a dazzled formalist. Okay, dazed formalist.
What about the murder that this crowd keeps shouting about?
It's mere assumption. I assure you that the situation is under the police's control.
I know you want to deal with this in the right way. You are obviously a professional and a responsible person, but you clearly have never handled a situation like this before.
I am handling it, Mr. Holmes. Don't question my capability here.
And tell me how you do it. You can't even calm this gathered crowd, and as for the police, they're not quite managing it either, are they? You consider yourself a problem solver, but until today, you've been solving problems sitting at your desk in a dark corner of a city hall room. Here, you need a more practical approach.
What are you driving at, Mr. Holmes?
I need to find my witness. I can help you.
I can help you to handle the situation if you're truly interested in solving things quickly and quietly.
And how exactly would you manage that?
Simply tell the police that I'm with City Hall and I'm permitted to investigate the scene. I'll work out the rest, but in return I need your help finding my witness. She's a young refugee. She's with child or was with child recently.
Look, there is indeed a dead body inside the camp. So even if the girl you are looking for is there, All the refugees are now being detained and interrogated by the police. They won't allow you to speak with her, and I can't do anything about that until the situation settles down.
So it's in our mutual interest to settle it.
Oh. I suppose that things are bad enough that I ought not shy away from help. All right, Mr. Holmes. I'll tell the police to allow you to come inside. Just tell me when you're ready.
How did the refugees get here?
Mr. Harlow, how did the refugees end up here exactly?
Oh, so you're not from around here yourself?
I've been away for some time, but I read the papers.
Yes, this whole story has been in the papers for almost a year now. They were smuggled to Cordona on a ship from Africa.
Smuggled? Then why didn't you deport them?
The smugglers managed to sneak them to shore and hide them inside an abandoned warehouse. When the police raided the warehouse and found the refugees there, the ship was already gone. We aren't even certain as to which ship it was. We have busy shipping routes with other colonies these days, you see.
So you decided to lock them up under a bridge?
There was no other option. We're still trying to work out what to do with them. I only hope we'll find a humane solution and not put them on a raft and float them out to sea.
Your work with the camp.
Mr. Harlow, what exactly do you do here? What are your responsibilities?
What I do and what I am responsible for are two different realities, Mr. Holmes. On paper, I am in charge of the camp territory, security, provision, and the refugees in general. What I actually do most of the time is knock on every City Hall door trying to obtain some funding, or at least rations for the camp.
Are the police here on City Hall's behalf too?
They are, minus those who came here after the body was found. The governor won't let the refugees disperse into the island, so there's a significant police presence guarding the camp. Naturally, they answer directly to the police. I have some influence here, but I'm not their direct authority.
I'm ready to go in.
I'm ready to take a look at the scene.
All right. Go inside the camp and find Inspector Tewkesbury. He's the officer investigating the scene. Tell him I sent you. Say you're an independent expert from City Hall. He'll fill in the details for you.
I'll find my way with words. Thank you, Mr. Harlow.
Beasts!
Okay. 1 second. Yeah. Now we are doing this one. Refugee camp crime scene. A crowd has gathered at the entrance of the refugee camp. The police are trying to calm people down. Roald Harlow, an official from City Hall who oversees the camp, says a dead body was found inside the camp and the police suspect the refugees of murder. I have promised to find out what happened. In exchange, Harlow will help me find the absurd refugee woman from the photograph. Okay. And what is this? Okay, character portrait of Ronald Harlow. Time to move
so they
in.
keep these refugees under a bridge like proverbial trolls. No wonder the people outside are so disturbed.
Who the hell are you? How did you get in here?
Mr. Ronald Harlow let me in, sir. I'm Sherlock Holmes, a surveyor of refugee affairs with City Hall. You're Inspector Tewkesbury, I presume?
A surveyor? What does that even mean?
In short, I've been sent to conduct an extensive report on the incident for the Colonial Office and to assess all the damage inflicted on state property.
Got it. Another paperworm sent to count money and get food for archive mold. Go on, look around, but don't make yourself too at home. As if I didn't have enough problems before you appeared.
Could you first tell me what happened here?
What happened? People from the bridge above the camp heard a woman screaming and saw a mass of refugees attacking a man. Clearly not a refugee. When the camp guards came by, the man was floating in the sewage canal with a knife in his chest. Bam. A murder. Big news for Cordona.
I'm sure. Thank you, Inspector.
Any other victims?
And none of the refugees were harmed?
One fellow was cut. He's lying over there near their kitchen. He's in a bad way.
You mentioned a woman screaming who attracted the bypassers on the bridge. Was she harmed?
No, she's all right, but perhaps the whole debacle started because of her. She started wailing and the refugees stood up for the girl.
And where is this young woman now?
Back there in the shacks, same as the rest of the refugees. She's been questioned by my men, but she's just some refugee girl. Can't understand much English.
Who is the dead man?
Did you learn anything about the dead man?
The fellow looks like a thug. I've had dozens like him fished out of the sea over the past 20 years. Ever since these refugees arrived, there have been people on Cordona with bad blood in them. My best bet is that this thug had something against them too.
And no clue as to his identity?
He had some items on his body, but nothing to indicate who he was or where he was from.
I think I should catalogue his possessions in my records.
Go on. They're on the table near the body.
Who are the suspects?
Do you have any suspects yet?
You're joking, right? I've got a whole camp full of suspects. And if you ask me, this bloke had it coming. Better bury him and forget about the whole thing. And now there's a crowd gathered at the camp, and my superiors say we must thoroughly interrogate the refugees. At least those who can understand any English.
Do you believe that your superiors wish to get rid of the refugees?
I think that both our superiors would rather keep the story quiet. Since that's an unaffordable luxury now, they're looking how to protect their public image. That's why I have to waste my time waiting for my people to turn every stone and befriend every refugee.
Okay.
Here we go again. Number of hours on Cordona before stumbling upon another dead body? 0. What a pleasant man this Mr. Tewkesbury is.
This is number 4, number 3. That's 8. Where is 1? There is number 2.
If they find out about the passage, everything will go to hell.
Find out what the passage is for. Public eye, old sleuth, take refugees out, hysteria, low salary, camp lockdown. Take refugees out, camp lockdown.
If they find out about the passage...
Take refugees out. Okay. Police officers are worried that the situation with the dead body will put the camp into strict lockdown and they will lose the money flow they are earning from their scheme.
Nobody will know anything if you keep your bloody mouth shut.
The coppers smell fishy here, Sherry. Sherry, just look at this. Living quarters in a sewer. What kind of a genius bureaucrat came up with this idea?
John suggests we could learn more about the matter by asking around the camp, but we should do this before we leave the camp for good. The place might be put in lockdown again.
Help me, please.
A solid question, sir, but I don't have the answer.
I'm asking them about their own things.
Help me, please.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
Time to check your who, what and what, Sherry. Who are you asking? About what and dressed as what?
This is the dead body. Debris under fingernails, coal dust.
Coal dust under the nails. I don't see much coal around here. An interesting tattoo. Does it mean something?
Okay.
A steel dirk. Sharp. A common accessory among sailors and soldiers. I'd say the blade penetrated upward, however the wound is too messy to be certain. Heavy boots, with one sole far more worn than the other. This man was limping, John. A violent death. But this man, limping. Coal dust. I think we're onto something here, John.
Limping. Wait. The man has been stabbed. Man found dead inside the refugee camp has a distinctive tattoo lines, another with a point. Okay. The man was stabbed. The blade penetrated upward. Okay. The sole shoe of the left foot is on. The man has been limping. Coal dust. Okay, so this was our guy. I don't know. This might be our guy.
You still here?
Provide evidence.
Don't bother someone else with this, son. Don't bother someone else with this, son.
The guards at the sewers were speaking about taking refugees out of the camp. Do you know anything about this, Inspector?
Less than you do, obviously.
And this doesn't bother you as an officer of the law?
I can neither punish them nor put them on the right track, if that's what you're asking. Maybe your friends at City Hall could do something about it, but I seriously doubt that. To be honest, I'm sick and tired of being frowned on for my uniform. If those fine gentlemen you've eavesdropped on are in some shady business, that's on their heads.
Okay. He also does not know much. Okay. Let's switch to refugee crime scene.
Malpal, soaked with salt water.
Malpal.
£1,000. A fair sum, especially considering British currency isn't very common in Cordona. A simple leather sheath. Perfect for a dirk.
I think this is our killer. And the thief. But there is more going on here.
Our dead fella truly has had a day of misfortune.
This is number 3.
Someone bled profusely here. A fresh crack, as if the crate was hit recently.
Okay. Small trench in
Furrow in
sand.
the ground.
Mild bleeding kept moving.
A blood trail leading to or from the canal.
This is 4. So where is 5?
Oh, carnelian agate beads, a traditional African adornment. Help me, please.
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
This guy was stabbed.
The cut is deep, potentially serious if not treated immediately. He is in shock, feverish and dehydrated.
Sherry, you know first aid. Surely you have a duty to help this man. You can't leave him to certain death.
Wounded refugee. Sudden finding something to clean his wound, something to disinfect it, something to use as a bandage.
The blood sprayed off the blade after the strike.
Okay.
No No hint of blood or impact. It might have been used as an improvised weapon.
Ilex Equivalent.
Not save him. Someone was dragged against their will.
The refugees have been detained and will not leave until all the circumstances are clarified. Back off.
Okay. I'm stopped from talking to the refugees. Reads.
It won't do any good.
Cloth, presumably clean.
Just washed. Better than nothing to bandage the wound.
Boiled water, clean.
I'll use it to create a solution.
Aloe vera.
I can use this to stop the infection from spreading. I've collated all the ingredients, now to prepare the first aid solution.
Chemical analysis. Now what is this? Multiply the reagent's value by 2. -6 -5 -6. -6 and 5. Okay, 3. I don't need this. 2. Two -6, 5. Okay, I have made the solution to clean out the wound and stop the bleeding.
Thank you. This should make you feel better, my friend. Now remain lying down and drink as much water as you can.
Well done, Sherry. At least he won't die from the infection.
Could you help me?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
It doesn't look like I can talk to
Could
him.
you help me?
Nothing I can tell you, sir, but others might know more.
I am bored.
I didn't want to
Find
ask
the
him.
answer.
Let's ask.
Back off.
Number 8. Size 9 police boots.
Police boots. Always happy to trample evidence.
Size 10 bare
A
footprint.
man's footprint.
Size 9.5
A
damage
heavy
to
boot with a worn-out sole.
And then there's 9.
Clearly a left handprint here. You know what? I'd like to understand.
What?
How did our dead man end up inside the camp in the first place?
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
I hope I'm not making a grave mistake in trusting you, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. We need to find out how did the intruder get into the camp. Yeah, I felt that. Strong gate, unopened for a long time.
Sealed shut. I doubt our man could get through these grates.
Boat unlikely.
It's unlikely anyone could get in or out of the camp by water without alerting the police guards.
Eight feet short.
No, it's too short for these walls or cliffs.
Okay.
A single Malpal butt.
Okay.
Roadman cigarettes. A brand highly regarded by law enforcement officers. So there wasn't any sophisticated infiltration plan. The good old police just let the man into the camp. Now we have everything we need to get the full picture of what happened at the camp.
Okay, and I need to figure this out also. So I think I need a police outfit.
I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill? City Hall lubberheads.
Back off.
He's still not allowing us in.
May I ask for your assistance?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
May I ask for your assistance?
Oh, I don't know about that. Ask one of the others.
Everyone's looking at us, Sherry. You sure you know?
May I ask for your assistance?
Unfortunately, my casebook is empty on this.
I guess they can't help us. Let's just do analysis on this case first. The main one. Feels like that. It's the feet is dragged, as you can see. This guy tried to attack. No, that was not so. If he has pulled him, then I guess they are just running. Something is missing here. Let's see. Okay.
So, we have a thug who came to take a refugee woman with him. She resisted, but he dragged her by force. One of the refugees stood in his way, armed with a stick, yet he could do nothing against a cutthroat with a blade. The man didn't anticipate that the other refugees would intervene and stand against him. In the confusion, the woman managed to break free. The thug took fright and fled. He was stopped by the falling crates. He stumbled and fell, piercing his chest with his own blade.
Okay.
However, the wound didn't cause instant death. He managed to stand, but still bleeding, he lost his balance on the bridge and fell. Before all of this, the man had freely entered the camp through the main entrance. The police admitted him after they had a short smoke together.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. In our man's case, it's the same sword.
You still here?
Provide evidence.
Inspector, I believe I can aid your investigation. I know who the dead man is and what really happened to him.
You do? Well, good for you. But I'm afraid I'm not the one you need to share your findings with. Speak to Mr. Harlow here. He's the one responsible for settling things in the camp.
You don't even care to listen?
Oh, I do care. Maybe even more than I need to. But I'm only here today to lock the place up, question witnesses, and file the facts. It's sad, but coming up with conclusions is not among my tasks here. You fellows at City Hall do that. Anyway, speak to the supervisor. I'll just stand by and listen to what you have to say. I'm busy. Don't you have papers to fill?
Okay.
City Hall lubberheads.
Mr. Harlow, your refugees didn't murder anyone.
What? Pray tell me what you've learned.
All right, listen carefully. This might solve one problem for you, but will create a few more.
Oh, well, that's a great start.
The man came to the camp intending to kidnap one of your refugees, a woman. What he didn't expect was that the refugees would stand up to protect the woman. A brawl had broken out. In the chaos of it, the man stumbled over those crates and fell on his own blade.
How do you know he fell on his own blade?
The wound in his chest was inflicted from an unusual angle. It was not an offensive stab, shall we say. The refugees didn't touch him. And judging by the blood at the scene, the intruder managed to raise himself but was unable to walk very far. He ultimately fell into the canal.
But how did he sneak into the camp? Why didn't the police see him?
And this is where your new problems emerge, Mr. Harlow.
What do you mean?
You're not a dull-witted man. You know what I mean. There is no feasible way to get into the camp without the police guards knowing of it.
The pile of mess I had to sort out has just become bigger, but somehow that doesn't surprise me. Anyway, I thank you for your help, Mr. Holmes. I'll take it from here. Meanwhile, I'll make sure the police aren't detaining the refugees any longer. You can go back in and look for your witness.
You think one small clock can make any difference in this place?
Who knows, John? Just one ill-fitting cog could make the whole machine crumble.
You're disturbing a hornet's nest here, son.
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
Okay.
Could you help me?
They often take us from the camp to work. Most don't mind, though. It's the only way to get a glimpse of freedom.
According to the refugees, some shady people regularly visit the camp and take refugees away to work with them to perform various works. The work is usually hard, but the refugees receive money and food. The girl was abused after she was supposedly taken to such work. Since then, the refugees decided not to allow their women to be taken.
So there's a smuggling ring in the camp. This wasn't the first time that someone freely entered the camp to take a refugee out.
At least it was certainly his last time. My gut tells me that we'll learn more about this ring when we find out where the thug came from.
Okay. We found this out basically. So, according to the refugees, some shady people regularly visit the camp and take refugees away with them to perform various works. The work is usually hard, but the refugees receive money and food. The girl was abused after she was supposedly taken to such work. Since then, the refugees decided not to allow their women to be taken. Inspector Tewsbury said he has heard nothing about any shady dealings in the camp, but he doesn't seem surprised about his colleagues being involved in such an operation. It looks as if there is a smuggling ring run by the police officers in the camp, and it looks as if there is a smuggling ring run by the police officers in the camp and some shady influencers from outside. Taking refugees from the camp was the usual business up until today, when the refugees stood up against the thug. Perhaps we will hear more about it if we proceed with the case. Okay, 1,000 British pounds. A cigarette case which still has several Malpal cigarettes in it, but a buff of the same brand was found at Vogel's gallery. A stick of a short blade such as a knife or a dirk. Failed kidnapping. Inspector Telinsky says he cannot do anything with my conclusions. I need to talk with the camp supervisor, Ronald Harlow, and tell him about my findings. Okay. The refugees in the camp are no longer detained by the police now. I can find the girl.
Could you help me?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
These events have fractured into so many pieces. But I know you can collect them all, Sherlock.
Are you able to help me?
Sorry. We don't see much here.
You're the one who tended to our man's wounds. I thank you greatly. The police didn't allow us to help him.
The police will leave you alone now. I've proven to them that the man who came into the camp died due to his own foolishness.
Thank you for standing up for us. But nobody would help us without a reason. You're here because you want something.
Yes, I do. I need to speak with the girl drawn.
The dead man came for her too. He wanted to take the girl away, but we won't allow her to be hurt again. What do you want from Nayla?
Nayla. She was hurt some time ago. I'm here to find the people who did this and bring them to justice. And to find them, I need Nayla's help. Will you let me speak to her?
Justice. There's no justice on this land. But you helped us, so maybe your words are not empty. You can speak to Nayla, if she wants it. But I will be watching you.
Hello, Nayla? My name is Sherlock. I know someone hurt you. I am here to help. I'm trying to find the people involved and bring them to justice. Please. There is a photograph, and I'm sorry, it is terrible, but I simply must ask. Where did this happen? What can you tell me about these people? Christ, Sherlock. Nayla, I'm sorry. I'm not very good at this.
You come here for me, but you are rude and cruel and condescending. A cross. The man had this cross. Now go away. Leave us be. I do not need another white man's help.
Oh, glad that wasn't me.
Not my best work, John. By a long shot. Nayla doesn't want us meddling. I'm starting to wonder what this all achieves.
But she helped you anyway. Now we know that maniac's face and the cross he wore, we can still catch him.
Okay. The man did not come here by chance. He was an important thread in the case, and this tattoo might help me to pull it. The Mind Place thing is blinking, so we have to do something in the Mind Palace. Coal footprints. Hand traces and footprints made by coal dust were found in Vogel's gallery. Gallery intruder is a smoker who limps. The malpal cigarette butt and a limping foot trail are found on the ground. The painter's flat was searched. The open chest and drawers clearly indicate that someone has thoroughly searched the painter's flat. The thief was caught by the painter. The painter caught the thief off guard. The painter was killed in a fight. An altercation at Mercurio's flat seemed to have led to the painter's unintended death. Photograph of a violation. The photograph depicting a defiling of a pregnant African woman was hidden in a cigarette stash. Mercurio's visitors smoked malpal. According to the landlady's testimony, Mercurio's visitors smoked malpal cigarettes who had a limb. Coal dust under the dead man's nail. There are coal residue under the fingernails of the dead man in the refugee camp. The thug also visited the Vogel's. The dead man from the refugee camp was the same person who had broken into Vogel's gallery. Yeah. Gallery entry. Okay. Thief caught. Painter. Photograph violation. Okay, the gallery thief was in Mercurio's flat. Mercurio's murderer and the gallery thief are the same person. The painter's flat was searched. Thief was caught by painter was killed in a fight. Photograph violation. Visitor may have wanted the photo. The visitor intention might have been to locate the terrible photograph. Okay, no, not help. Clues, yeah. The thief was caught by the painter. Okay. The visitor did not want to kill Mercurio. Mercurio's murder wasn't the thief's goal. The thief wanted the photograph. The thief was at Mercurio's flat to steal the photograph, but found Mercurio instead and killed him in self-defense. Photograph of a violation. The thug tried to drag the girl away. The thug tried to forcibly drag the refugee woman away. The thug didn't hurt the girl. The thug was armed and defended himself against the refugees, but he did not harm the woman. The defiler had a peculiar cross. Neela drew a cross-shaped badge she saw on a defiler's chest. Defiler is a high-ranking official. Badges such as these are usually awarded to high-ranking officials. The defiler from the photograph might be one. Casebook. Is the very important. Okay. Sketch of the abuser. Badges like this are usually awarded to British high-ranking officials. Not many of them visit Cordona, let alone work on the island. Okay, so I need to get to the, I guess, city hall. It's not far, so we can just move there. Refugee camp. Have I still missed something? It still does not say that all evidence is searched. So there is still something that I have missed. What is it that I still missed?
I owe you a lot, Mr. Holmes.
You still here?
Okay, provide evidence. Sketch of the abuser.
I've already told you all I've learned.
Camp intruder's tattoo.
The intruder has a most peculiar tattoo on his neck, 2 lines and a point. Do you know anything about it?
You really want to know, kid? Why? You want to play a policeman or something?
I'm sure you have it in your records, so it won't hurt if I have it in mine.
In my records, it's just a tattoo, as it should be in yours. Ah, to hell with you. Suit yourself as to what you're going to do with it. Off the record, though, such tattoos are often connected to a man named Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti.
Bernadotti, you say?
A respectable businessman in Scaladio. His company imports goods and wines, and smuggles everything that can be smuggled between the colonies and the mainland. His people can be identified by an obscure tattoo, just like the one over there our friend has. But these are all merely rumors, you see. If Mr. Bernadotti was a criminal, he'd be in prison now. Or hanged, right?
Okay. Key evidence collected. All evidence is collected. That does it. Inspector Tewsbury at the refugee camp said the man tied to a certain Nicola Bernadotti possesses statues such as this. Bernadotti is a local businessman from Scaladio who is rumored to be running a smuggling chain between colonies and the mainland. Camp interior tattoo. Sketch of the abuser. We need both. We need to check both at the city hall. Let's see.
Have you found anything helpful?
Archive. Subjects. Official. District Scalario. Registry. Occupation. Okay. Bernadotti Company Limited Summary. Established 1873 by Niccolo Bernadotti. Main office Southeastern Scalario Bazaar Road near the crossing with Roman Road. Bernadotti Company Limited ships goods between African and British colonies and the rest of the United Kingdom, including Cordona. Imported products include food, wine, coffee, and everyday goods and more. The founder of the company is Mr. Niccolo Bernadotti. Born in Sicilia, Italy, Mr. Bernadotti moved to London as a 39-year-old businessman. Later the same year, he moved to his base of operation to Cordona. In his words, to be closer to the colonies he has business in. Since Mr. Bernardotti's arrival in Cordona in 1873, he has become a notable patron of the arts and an investor in Cordona's social well-being. Among his latest contributions is the purchasing of the new equipment for the police station and aiding the governor in bringing an airship called Led Zeppelin across from Germany. Okay, now this one, sketch of the abuser. So he is also an official. British okay, it is on the same only this is found. Thomas Norton, born in 1840 in London, graduated from University of Oxford in 1864. In 1869, started working at the Home Office as a secretary. In 1885, took a position as the military commissioner in India, honored by the Queen herself with the Order of the Bath in 1877. 1st March 1878, he was appointed the British envoy of Cordona with his own cabinet in City Hall.
What a lovely man this Bernadotti is, eh, Sherry? Can't wait until we get to meet him.
Okay, Bernadotti Company. Thomas Norton. I guess I can ask about Thomas Norton in City Hall. I can ask her, I guess.
Have you found anything helpful?
This is City Hall, right?
Have you found anything helpful?
He has his own cabinet. This is Thomas Norton's cabinet. I'd like to stop here. I'll continue from here in the next video. Bye bye.